Hey guys, Jason here. Welcome to part 3 of our Sweep Arpeggios for Beginners. Now this is the final video in this series that I created for Sweep Arpeggios for Beginners. So if you have not seen part 1 and part 2, I encourage you to go back and watch those because those two lessons are going to lead into what we're about to learn here. And I've got links to those videos in the YouTube description here. So let's check out what we're going to learn. As you can see, it's going to get a little bit more complex in this lesson, so grab your guitar and hang in there with me. I'm going to teach you these patterns note by note, and I'm going to show you the easiest way to learn these sweep arpeggios. Alright, so there's a couple things that we're doing different here from part 1 and part 2. If you remember, in both part 1 and part 2, we started from the lowest note. In these sweep arpeggio patterns, you're going to be starting with the high note. Now another change from part 1 and part 2 of Sweep Arpeggios for Beginners is we did a little hammer on at the end of our sweeps. In this lesson, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this instead. Now the biggest difference is we're learning 4 different sweep arpeggio patterns here. And this is where it gets a little bit more complex. So here's the patterns. Now to break it down even further and to simplify this, and this is going to make it a little bit easier for you and it's not going to be so overwhelming, patterns 1 and 3, those are essentially the same pattern, we're just playing those at different places on the fretboard. And patterns 2 and 4, those are going to be the same pattern as well, but again, different places on the fretboard. So the first part we had our minor patterns, and 2 and 4, those are our major sweep arpeggio patterns. Alright, so let's break each pattern down. We're going to start with the very first pattern. And again, this is a minor pattern. It's a little bit further up the neck here, so a little bit more stretch for your fingers, but here it is. Now, as you can see, and you can hear, we're not playing the pattern all the way through, meaning we're not hitting that last note that we start with. We're stopping at the note right before that, and the reason for that is because it's going to make it flow right into that next pattern. Now for pattern number 2.
I've got to take a number 2.
Now for pattern number 3, and it's going to be again the same pattern that we did for number 1, but it's just at a different place, much higher place on the fretboard. Now for our final pattern number 4. And again, this is going to be the same as pattern 2, but a different place on the fretboard. And the difference here is we're actually going to play this all the way through, and we're going to end, since this is our final pattern, we're going to end on that same note that we started with. Alright guys, we've got all the patterns down. Now let's play this whole thing all the way through. We're going to play each sweep arpeggio, all 4 patterns, all the way through together. Just you and me, the way it's meant to be. Alright guys, that wraps it up for our third and final video for the Sweep Arpeggios for Beginners series. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed these lessons, and again, if you didn't see part 1 and part 2, those links to those videos are in the YouTube description of this video, and again, I also have a playlist. I'll dump that link in the video description as well. So guys, I encourage you to go back and watch all of these videos. You may be an extreme beginner, so you might have to go back to video 1 and you might stay on the first video for a while until you get that down. You know, if you're getting more into the intermediate level, the last video part 2 and this one part 3, you know, those are going to be about where you're at, so you're going to have to practice these lessons here. But this last lesson, the one we just went through, I really encourage you to stay on that and practice that over and over, because it's a fluid movement of different sweep arpeggio patterns. You're not just doing one pattern and stopping. You're going from one pattern to the next, to the next, to the next. And that's the type of practice that's going to help you become better at playing guitar solos. Because a lot of times we'll learn one piece, we'll get good at it, then learn another piece, but we can't quite tie those together in, you know, in a very fluent manner, if that makes sense. You know, so you want to be able to play your leads, your guitar solos, to where you're playing this part, but it goes right in smoothly to that next part of the guitar solo, and that's what this video helps you do. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out the other videos, check out the playlist I have on this. If you have questions or any comments, please leave those in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ding the little bell, because I do put out quite a few videos each week. So guys, thank you for watching, thanks for your support, and as always, keep it metal.